Hi everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome back to my channel. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers, my existing subscribers. I'm so glad you're here with me, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to do a project. This is not my idea. This is something that I was truly inspired by Steph Howells and also Sabrina Taylor. So they made these amazing hidden paper clip. So they are pretty intricate, but they have all kinds of pockets. So let me just kind of go through them with you. So I made this vintage one, and then I made this postal one, and this is the one we're going to do today. So the paper clips are completely hidden. So when you have a page in your journal, you would just, or on the cover, put this over it, just like that. So it's, I don't know, it's just amazing because it's two-sided. So I love that. And let me just go over what all is in here. They did an amazing job when they created this. So I have done a lot of stitching. This one I did a lot of stitching on almost everything. This other one I did some stitching, but not all of it. So here I wanted to do something a little different. So I added this photo to the front, but it is also a pocket. Now I haven't put anything in here yet because I haven't figured out yet what I'm putting in. So you have a pocket here. Then you have a pocket here, and this pulls out, and I added an eyelet to it. So that goes right in there. And then you've got a pocket here, which is just behind this piece, and you have a tag. So you want to make sure your tags are small enough to go in here, because they are kind of a tight fit. And don't do much decorating. I think stitching and whatever paper you use is enough. So you have one that goes here, and then you have one that goes right behind it. And I'll show you as we construct this how this all works. And so it's double-sided, so you have the same exact thing on the opposite side. Now this one, I created some frames. I cheated. I used Tim Holtz frames, and then I just cut them down and sewed them together. So if you can see here, there's a little bit of it where it comes together here. And I don't mind that. I like it. So I did this one. And then I thought, well, I want to do a video on it, but I want to do something different. So I decided to do a postal theme one. So in this one, behind the picture in the front, I've just added this little card, and I've just distressed it on the back. So that goes right in here. And I just like it with the via airmail peeking out. Let me get a little closer here so you can see. And then here's my little side card, which is a little smaller. You can make these really any size you want. I have kind of reduced mine a little bit in height from their original instructions, and I will link both of their videos below so you can go have a look at what they did. Steph Howells did some amazing ones at Christmas time. Anyway, we have the smaller tag, which goes behind this front part, so that's this. And this kit is from Tracy Fox. It is Postal Scraps. I love it. Absolutely love it. So there's not a whole lot you have to do on these. They're already so beautiful. So I just cut them out and I put them together back to back, and then stitched around them and added this ribbon. You don't have to add the ribbon if you don't want to. You can leave them as is. And you can add some charms here too. So then on the opposite side, we have this gal. So this comes out right behind the frame, the front part here. This comes right behind her photo, right there. And then you've got, again, the two tags. And again, this goes right over your page, or you can put it on a pocket, on a cover. I mean, they're really versatile, and they're sturdy. They're thick, so keep that in mind. But gosh, they're just amazing. So this is what we're going to make today. We're going to work on this one. And like I said earlier, you can make these you can adjust the sizes, which is kind of what I did, and make some changes to it. Make it your own, and that's pretty much what I did. So I'm going to grab my supplies. Okay, I have already cut everything, and I've already stitched on the tags to save some time. So these are actually what I did with her kit is I printed 2 to a page to reduce these tags down. So they are much larger if you were to do them at 100%. I tried them at 4 to a page. It was just too small. So I did the printing of the ephemera pieces 2 to a page. So that reduced them down. And then I just used some of the actual scrapbook, the paper part of it for this. So let's go over some of the dimensions. So the first thing you're going to need is 2 pieces, and these are my dimensions. Again, you can adjust these however you want, if you want to make them smaller, if you want to make them larger. So I have done 2.5 by 8. I think hers is probably 8.25. I wanted to reduce it down a little bit. So you'll need 3 pieces, 2.5 by 8. So I did 2 out of the Postal Scraps paper, and then I did one that's just a plain cardstock, and I'll show you why I did that. And then you're going to need 2 paper clips. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ink around these edges of these papers. And I did a lot of the inking on some of this stuff off camera, but I kind of wanted to go over some of it with you, just in case that would be something that you would want to do. Okay, so let's do this one. And I did go around the plain paper too. It's up to you. You don't have to. You know, make it your own. Make some changes however you see fit. I just kind of wanted it to be a little bit grungy, since I'm kind of still going down the grungy phase and enjoying it very much. And I think that's what I like about this Postal Scraps kit. I will link the kit below from Tracy Fox. I think she just does an amazing job. I'm going to ink the white part in here too, just on the edges, because just in case you can see it. You probably can't, but I just want to be sure. So I'm just going to do that just on these 2 pieces. And again, you can adjust these. I just want to, you know, stress you can make these smaller. I believe I played around with some of this at Christmas time before my mom passed, and made them a little bit smaller. So first thing you want to do is take 2 of your pieces. You want to fold them all in half. So you would fold them all in half, burnish them, and then take 2 of the pieces, whichever 2 you want. You can do plain, you can do a pattern. It's really up to you. You're not going to see much of this, so it's just really whatever you want in your them to look like. Then take 2 paper clips and put them like this. And I try to put them close to the center so that when we glue these down, they will get secured. So I'm just doing them basically like that. You're going to take the next piece, which is your, in my case, this plain piece, and you're going to go over it. Just like that. So when these come up, then you have, oh, I didn't ink on this side. I need to do that. Oh, I got part of it. I guess I got too busy talking here and didn't finish it. Let me just finish it real quick. So you put this over it. So when you glue it down, you want to make sure that your paper clips are in there good, and also that these edges are sealed. So the first thing we're going to do is lay it flat like this, fold this up, and I'm going to use Fabri-Tac and art glitter glue. So I'm going to put Fabri-Tac all over the main area, and then I'm going to use art glitter glue just on the edges, and that just gives it an extra secure. And I just go around the paper clips just like I'm doing here. And then I'll take my art glitter glue and run it along the edge to make sure that those edges are sealed good. And then line it up and bring this piece over and press it down. And it's real important to make sure you're pressing those edges really good. So you want them sealed. So just hold it here for a few seconds and just press them down good. So what you have then is really sealed edges. So you can see them right here, both sides. If you need to, run your finger across it, just to make sure. So that's the first side. Flip it over. Do the same exact thing on this side. And they both have really good videos on this. So then art glitter glue along the edge. I believe that's the way Steph Howells did it. It's been a while since I watched Sabrina, so I'm not really sure. But I will link them. Do the same thing, just press it down really good. And then check your edges and make sure that they're sealed. So then it looks like this. Then you're going to flip these up, and this is going to create your first pockets right behind here. So what you want to do then is open this up and put glue just on each side. So the left side and the right side. And if you want, you can make a little half circle right here if you choose to on any of these that are pockets. I'm not going to do it on these. I didn't do it on the Postal one. I think I did do it on the vintage one. So now you're just going to seal that good, flip it over and do the same thing. These go together pretty easy. So just on the sides. Okay. Now you've got your main hidden paper clip constructed. And again, you can change this up how you want. You can do less pockets, more pockets like I did. I think Sabrina's was 8 pockets altogether, 4 on each side. I don't remember where her 4th pocket was. And I think Steph Howells was 3 on each side. Like I said, you can make them any way you want to. Okay, so we've got the main part done. And let me just show you what happens. Now these larger tags end up going inside here. I won't put them all the way in to let it dry, but you can see they're going to go right inside. So the most important thing is to make sure your tags, they could be different sizes than mine. Just make sure your tags fit snugly but easily in and out. So that's one of the things you want to be careful about. Okay, so now let's work on the front pieces. So what I've done is I have cut these pieces, I have rounded the corners, and I have stitched on the top pieces. And then what's going to happen is our photo is going to go on top of here. So I want to go ahead and ink these up, so let's do that. And I am doing both pieces. So the red and the print, whatever it is you want on there. Now these also, it's on the vintage one, I did do little half circles. But because I stitched these, I'm not going to. If I were to do it a little differently next time, I would probably do my little half circle here and then maybe just stitch around 3 sides. You know, ink the other side. So you can do that however you want to. So let me just get these inked up. I wanted to save some of this stuff. I tried to do as much as I could off camera so it wouldn't be a super long video for you guys to watch. And also, you know, go out and check out Steph Howell's video that I'll link, and Sabrina Taylor's too. And grunge them up as much as you want. It's up to you. However you like your pieces. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're creating actually 2 pockets. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue on the top piece, and we're only going to do 3 sides. So this side I'm going to leave open. So I'm going to hang on to that side, and I'm just going to do glue on 3 sides. Just like that. Turn it around and line it up as best you can. Press that down on your 3 sides. So now you've got a pocket here. Don't want to do that yet, it's not dry. But your pocket is over here. So we're going to do the same thing on this one. And I'm doing the same side because when you flip it over, it's going to be on the opposite. So we're going to have 3 sides. Whoops. Helps to get the glue in the right spot. And line it up. And let me just share with you, and I know this is nothing new, but when I am doing corners and I have my 2 pieces, and I'm just going to quickly demonstrate this just on some scraps. If you have your piece and one that's going to be like your border like this behind it, it's really easy to just move them each corner together and then take your corner rounder. I want to make sure I got the right size, and just put both in and then punch, and then when you're done you have a nice border and everything matches up. And that's what I did on these. So I just wanted to show you that little bit. Okay, so we've got these pieces done, and now we can put these to the front. And here we want to just do the sides and the bottom because our tag is going to go in this way. So we'll turn this around and do side and bottom. And then line them up however you want them, and then press those down and just hold them down a little bit. The good thing about art glitter glue is it does catch rather quickly. So there's the first one, and we got a tag here, pocket, we got a pocket here, and now we have a pocket here. Turn it over, and we're going to do the same exact thing on this side. And do the same thing. Press it down really good. And we want to make sure these are dry before we start adding our tags inside here. And again, our glitter glue does dry quickly. So now we've got our fronts. Now let's work on our pieces that are going to go on top. So I've cut some frames, and I have a die set square, and I think there's like 6 pieces. So this gets bigger, goes all the way out to this, oops, to this size. So I'm using 2 that I thought would fit perfectly for the frame over the photos, which they do. And if you line them up, I have a magnetic plate, so I just line these up and then it cuts this frame. Just make them as even as you can, and then when you run it through the machine, you end up getting this. So I wanted to show that to you. I got these on Amazon. They're not very expensive. If I can remember, I'll try to remember to list that on there. I think they're like $6, 6 something. Okay, so I have my 2 photos, and I'm going to trim these down. Grab my scissors here. And I'm just going to trim right to the black line, and then we'll see if that works out. I also cut a blue square to go behind, because when you trim them down, there's going to be maybe just a tiny bit that will be showing after you put the frame on. So I thought having this one actually works out perfect. So the size of this particular photo is perfect. She's going to be a little narrower, so having that blue behind gives you something else to look at rather than, you know, seeing it open. It doesn't look right. It kind of looks funny. So let's see how she looks. So she's probably just a tiny bit smaller on the sides, but not much. But you can see that by having that blue piece, so she's got a tiny bit border that's peeking through. So having the blue underneath it, oops, sorry for the glare, helps. So there's a little bit of it. So she's a little bit smaller. Okay, I want to ink these up. And I also want to distress the photos. So I'm just going to go around this and carefully around the frame. Just give it a little bit of a grunge. You can leave them plain. If you like that look, by all means do that. Yeah, whatever your style is, whatever it is that you like, then, you know, take what you've learned and make it your own. I think that's important. That's one of the things I learned from Barbara on 49 Dragonflies. You know, make things your own. She's doing a series like on Make Digitals Your Own. I think it's a great idea that she's doing. Okay, now let's kind of, I'm not going to take the scissors to it, but I'm just going to kind of give it some creases just to give it kind of an older look. And then distress around it and over her, just to give it a little vintagey look. Same thing on him. And you don't have to use photos. Use whatever you want. I believe the ladies did just decorations. I wanted to do something with photos and make that a pocket behind, so that's why I did what I did. All right, so now we're going to glue these onto these blue square pieces. And again, these are a little bit glossy, so they just take a second or two to adhere. And I'm just lining them up basically side to side, top and bottom. And then I'm just going to hold it down for a little bit. Like that, and we'll go ahead and oops and do her. Okay, let me move up a little bit so I'm on camera better. Okay, just press them down good. Give that a chance to grab. And then we're going to do the frames. So just put some glue all around the frame. Try not to do too awful much so it seeps out onto your photo. And then, oops, let's just line them up. Need a little help here. There we go. Again, just press them down a little bit so that they catch to that glossy photo. And we'll do him. Awesome. Okay, so we've got our people. And then they will go on here. So what I want to do is just not glue on this side, so just do 3 sides again. And center him and press that down. Should catch a lot easier because it's paper to paper and not glossy. And the same thing, so I'm going to hold this side and put her down. Kind of want to see that airmail, so I'm going to just center her that way. And you don't have to worry about them being exactly the same on side to side because you're only going to see one side at a time. Okay, we are down to making the cards to go inside here. And I did not stitch these, so I wanted to do this with you guys on camera. So these particular ones, I did not put them together and round them. I just did them a little different. You can, but I just did them like this because I needed to have a very tiny border and I really wasn't sure at the time what I was doing. So I just ended up cutting these and then gluing them on and then cutting them out. So I put a very tiny border on, so I'm just going to glue these on. As you're creating these, you can come up with other ideas of where you can add a pocket, because you really could add as many pockets as you want to. I'm going to go ahead and glue both of these down, and then I'm just going to cut them out with a tiny border. Oops. I think it's this way. No? It's hard to tell. Just going to put her on here. It's going to be in a pocket anyway. Okay. Then I'm just rounding the corner and just making a very tiny border. Doing it very simply. Now the other thing I wanted to do on this, which I should have done before I glued this on, but it still can be done, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, is I want to add a tab. I would have put it in between this, but since I got ahead of myself, I'm going to just glue it to the back. Okay, so I've got my pieces. Ink those up. And this one. So on the other one, what I'm talking about is this tab. I put it in before I put the backing on, but I got ahead of myself. So something for you to think about. Put that tab on if you want it. So I have a couple tabs. Let me just clear out my paper scraps away so we have some space. And let me get my bone folder and let's just crease these. I just punched a couple of them using this punch. I got this also from Amazon. So makes a nice tab, and then I'm going to ink around it, both sides, because you're going to see both sides. So again, think about putting this on before you glue that red backing on, or whatever color your backing is. Okay, so let's glue these together. And let's see. Yep, I want it to go there that way. So I'm going to glue my tab right here. Whoops, get the right way, this way. Almost had it backwards. Probably wouldn't have mattered, but would have mattered to me. I would have thought, oh man, that was not a smart thing to do. Okay, so see, you can see this here. It really doesn't matter either way. Put it on beforehand, before you put your backing on, or put it on after. It still looks good. One of the things I've learned, because my old style was just, I was very, yeah, I had to have everything perfect and couldn't make mistakes, and yeah. I've changed that because junk journaling gives you that option. Vintage gives you that option. You just have that opportunity to not stress over that kind of stuff. And that's why I like it. Okay. Get this lined up and press down. Okay, so these go in here, and we're going to add eyelets too. And this goes over here, and by having everything double-sided, you don't need to worry about it. It all looks good. Okay, then I have just these little pieces that are going to go right behind the frame, hopefully. I may have to trim these down a little bit. Let's just take a little bit off. Straighten that out. Let's see how we are now. Oh, need a little bit more. So just adjust your pieces. Okay, perfect. I think this one's probably small enough. Yeah, I think so. The other one I wasn't too sure about. So I like the airmail on each one. Okay, so I'm just going to ink around it, and also I'm just going to add some to the back. You can also back this if you want to. I chose not to, just kind of keep some of the bulk down. This one, since it's a little bit more square, I'm going to use a small rounder and just run around that. Some of these pieces you can cut out on her kit. They're not straight or anything, so you know, I just grabbed whatever I could on this one. So this one's a little more square. It's a little bit, it's got a little bit of waviness on here from where I've cut it out. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck these in, just like that. And really, you won't see the part that's sticking out anyway much, and it is covered with some ink, so you don't see too much of that. This one's actually much smaller. Let's see, maybe I can turn it around. Oh, wrong place, Lori. Goes up here. There we go. It's perfect. Okay, let's show you how these pieces go in. So here's the small tag. It goes in there. Then the large tag goes in between here. And the same thing here. I'll start with the large tag. It goes in here. And then the small tag that goes in here. So now we've got this constructed. Okay, we can do some eyelets and add some ribbon, and we'll finish it off. So I got my crocodile here, and I have some eyelets already here. I picked out some blue ones. I put that on the other one. I really like the way it came out. Okay, so let's take our tags, take all of them out, and let's add our eyelets. It doesn't matter which side, because both sides look amazing. And then I'm just going to punch, so right there, I'm just going to punch them all. Saves a little bit of time here. So this one here, and then I'm going to go ahead and punch the cards that go in the front. Okay, so now let's set our eyelets. I like the blue. I think it comes out pretty good. There's that one. And that goes in here. This one doesn't need an eyelet. It's just going to poke out like that. So let's add the rest of these. You can even add charms on this. I don't know if I said that already, but on these side ones, you could add charms. I did not add any ribbon to them. I only did the ribbon on the tags at the top. You could add ribbon if you wanted to. Whatever you like, whatever you want to create on your project, that's what you should do. Okay, one more. Perfect. Okay, while I have these out, let's go ahead and put this one back in here, like that. And let's go ahead and cut our ribbon pieces. Here's the ribbon I used. I'm going to go ahead and use the same thing. So I'm just going to cut some pieces. They don't need to be too awful long. So I need 4. Okay. And feed them through. And I like doing just doing a tie. I learned that from Angela Kerr. So just however you tie it, kind of like the design showing, and then I just trim these off short, just like that. So that came out cute. And let's just do the rest. Then we'll put our finished project back together with everything in it. I think I cut that one just a tad too short. That's all right. It's gonna work. It still works. Get that cut down just a little bit. And our last one. Perfect. All right. We are good. Got it together. Okay, let's load it up. Well, let's do the big ones first. I think it's easier. So they go right in here. So remember, this is the blue piece that we put over the inside of the paper clips. So that creates that pocket. And then this one goes behind this front piece. Create for that. And then you can just adjust these so they look cute, peeking out. This one needs to be cinched. There we go. So we've got that on that side. Now let's do the other side. The large one here and the small one here. Okay, we have finished our product. So they're really not, they don't take that too awful long, but just keep in mind stitching, cutting your pieces, that kind of thing. That's what takes the time. So let's just go over and look at our end result here, what we just finished. So we have our paper clip, hidden paper clips. Let's just put it over a page, just like that. And I look at this, I could use this on a cover because of the bulk, but you can also use it in a journal, which I have done. I have made a few and added a couple of them, maybe one in each signature, depending on how many you have. But they, just make sure it's a sturdy paper that you're putting it on inside your journal. Maybe it's a pocket and then add this into the pocket. That would be a great idea. The cover, you could do the same thing. You could make a pocket, put this over it, and this becomes your cover piece. So let's look at the inside again. So we've got this little piece here that's just distressed. We have our photo, Tim Holtz photo booth. We have our journaling card here. You could journal on the back of that. We have our small tag here, and we have our large tag. Flip it over. We have the same thing here, our journaling card, our little card. We have our Tim Holtz photo booth photo, and we have our 2 tags with our ribbons. So that's our project for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this and give it a try. I would love to hear if you're enjoying these videos, if there's anything that you would like to see. I am always game for new projects or new things or things that people are interested in. So comment below and let me know if you like this. Please subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you'll know whenever I put these out, which I do on a regular basis, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So anyway, I'd love to see what you do if you do one of these. Again, go out and check out Steph Howell's video that I'll link below, and also Sabrina Taylor, and go see what they did. And then be creative. Come up with some new ideas that you might come up with. All right. Well, everyone, this is it for today. God bless you all. We'll see you next video. And please let me see some of your projects if you do them. All right. Bye.